Hey, what's up, party people? This is a video about SEO and how it can help you improve your business. Let me start by saying SEO stands for search engine optimization, and there's a lot of mystery about SEO. People think that it's just some magic tool to increase your marketing, to increase your revenue, and it kind of is. There's really nothing magic about it. SEO is simply the act of getting you ranked higher in search engines such as Google and Bing. um, there's a lot of variables, there's a lot of ways to do it. There's a lot of factors that weigh into your SEO. Now, when you talk about your website or your business's SEO campaign, that's a whole shebang. There's a lot of things that come into play there. But really, it breaks down to three things: the way your site is built, all right, the way it's structured, the overall technologies on how the site is built. I won't get into too nitty gritty here, but suffice to say that it needs to be built in a semantically ordered way. All your tags are ended properly. You have your meta description. Basically, you have everything there, like your sitemaps and this and that and the other that Google loves. You want to make it as easy as possible for Google to index your site, for Google to understand your content, and for Google to get around your site and get to all of the different pages in your site. You want to interlink the content in your site as well. That kind of is getting onto a different subject, but okay, so this is more how the site is built, the technology. That also includes if you're using WordPress or Drupal or whatever content management system you're using. You can have a roll your own software, but it's the same thing. Ultimately, it breaks down to the same thing: how your site is built, the HTML, the skin and bones of the site, the structure of it. All right, it has to be built in a certain way. Now, the second thing is your content. Content is absolutely king in SEO. Google takes in your entire site. It looks at all the content on the site, the keywords. It even looks at synonyms of keywords and the phrases and what words connect to the other words. There's a whole industry and research of keyword optimization. Now, we believe that you shouldn't be spending so much time looking at these keywords that you need to hit. But that's what most SEO experts say. Instead, we believe that you create kick-ass content for your target market, all right? Because if you're creating great content that people want, that's all you need. Google has repeatedly laid the smackdown on people that over-optimize. And you run the risk of doing that if you go way into keyword research. And if you plug these keywords in where it's not natural. Google has gotten really, really good at these heuristics engines and analyzing language and how it works. And if you overdo it, they're going to know. They're going to know that you're trying to game the system. So what we recommend is, instead of trying to game the system, you simply spend that time creating great content. That's what the users want. That's what Google says they want. And Google's going to keep getting better and better and better at this. So anything that you do that you're not being natural could come back to bite you in the ass. It could even get your site delisted. Now, that probably won't happen, but you would much more likely to be downgraded in the search results. So that's what it is about. There's number two, great content, a lot of it, and it needs to be constant. Google has repeatedly said that they like to see fresh content. So that means that you're putting out content every week, maybe every day, maybe a couple of times a day. That might not be possible for your niche, your industry, but that's what we do. We just help you create that great content and spread it across multiple channels, and we'll get to that in the third part. But different types of content too, like infographics, audio such as podcasts. I mean, it's not just a blog post. It's not just an about page. It could be literally any type of content that people would share. Google's gotten really, really good at looking into stuff like flash files or PDFs, and they can actually scan that, look at the keywords and content in there. So no matter what it is, it's great. And of course, there are ways to create once and use it across multiple platforms as well, such as a podcast. You might do a podcast about something once, transcribe that, and make a blog post out of it. That's great. You're reusing this content. And then what you could do is chop that up into 10 or 20 bite-sized chunks and post that out to Facebook. So there you go. Number 2, content is king. Cannot stress that enough. That is awesome stuff to do. So number 3 is your link profile. And I'll throw social networking in there too, I guess. But let's talk about your link profile first of all. So your website has different links coming into it, from like Joe Blow's blog, from this vendor's website. Maybe you get a good one from like CNN.com or thedrudgereport.com or something like that. So you want to be generating these links. Google looks at all these links and sees them as votes for your website. So here's a vote that says that your website is good. Now, if it's my blog pointing to your website, that's okay, but that's not nearly as good as, oh wow, Huffington Post is out here and they're linking to this. That really, really means something. So that vote is worth more. So this all ties back to the content marketing that we were talking about in number 2. You want to have great content that people share. And if you can get it out on a place like Huffington Post, that's freaking fantastic. That's what we're going for, is to get more and more links and just to keep growing this. Now, in the past, SEO experts, and they still do this, but they go out and they manually do link requests. Like they'll find a similar site to yours and say, hey, would you please add us to your site? Here's the link. And that works, but again, it's not natural. And that could come back to bite you in the ass, just like the over-optimization can do it. So again, we want it all to be natural. We create great content that is shareable. Now, that leads to social networking. Google also looks at social signals as a percentage of your overall SEO ranking. We don't really know. Google doesn't say the exact recipe that makes up your SEO mix. Some suggest that it's as much as 10 to 15% of your score. So if you're getting a lot of likes on Facebook, if you're getting a lot of people following you on Twitter and retweeting, and there's a lot of action there, that is fantastic for your SEO, which obviously leads to your bottom dollar. You want people talking about you, right? You want to have an excitement, a buzz. And the way that that is measured online, now you can measure it with stuff like Facebook. So again, this comes back to the content, right? And you're pushing this great content out across multiple channels such as Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, YouTube, what have you. And you don't have to do all of them. Matter of fact, we suggest not doing all of them, at least to start. But you pick 1 or 2 of these, maybe just one. For instance, Facebook is the best for most small businesses. And you do it really, really well. If you start seeing results and you start kicking ass at it, then you can start doing another one like Twitter. And that's something that we can help you with. We manage campaigns for many clients. We can do the whole thing. We can hold your hand and oversee things a little bit, however you want to do it. But you pretty much have to be there. That's where most people are, and especially with the younger and younger generation, it's going that way where everyone's going to be on some sort of social networks. And you want to be there, your business. If you want to sell more, you want to get in front of these people. That's what you have to do. And that involves sometimes things such as advertising, with Google AdWords or Facebook advertising, and we can help you with that too. But those are the main things, all right? How you're built as site. How your site is built, content, and your backlink structure and social networking, all right? That's how you do SEO. Not again, but SEO is it's a stupid name, but it is what it is. You could call it organic search, increasing your organic search rankings, whatever you call it. It's all about generating more and more traffic. I guess that's it. Thank you very much for listening, and webcore.me if you want to learn more. Have a great day.